I almost forgot to record this. Thanks so much for whoever put that in there for a way to record it. There is going to be a replay available after this. I will send that out tonight after our meeting in your email, so you can look out for the recording for that. Okay, and then we'll be back tomorrow for another session. So welcome everybody. I'm just letting the last few people in, and then we're going to get started. And as I said, you can ask any questions you want to as we go along in the chat box, and I will try and answer as we go along. Otherwise, there is going to be a 10 minutes Q&A at the end of this. Okay, let's go for it. Okay, so I'm going to show you how to confidently shift from being overworked, underpaid, and undervalued as a teacher to having a thriving online teaching business. I've been doing this for 5 years now. That allows you to work fewer hours while earning more than maybe double what you previously earned if you were a traditional teacher. You will learn how I joined the industry and became a successful online teacher, and I've taught more than about 15,000 lessons now in the 5 years. So I have taught a lot of lessons, and I'm still doing it, and I love it. So please turn off any distractions. Let's really concentrate and get you guys started and going in this industry. Okay, so let's look at a couple of reasons why you might be here. And we're going to pop it in the comment box when you see which area you think that you fit into. Okay, so reason number one, you're an online ESL teacher. You're already one that maybe you've been an online teacher for a while, and with all the new laws that happened in China a couple of years ago, things really shifted in the online teaching industry, okay? And maybe you lost your job and you had to take a job where where you started earning a lot less than what you were earning before. And there's just a mass quantity of teachers who are maybe queuing up for your position. Okay, so that's number one. And number two is you are a traditional teacher. You've already been a teacher for years who's tired of teaching back-to-back lessons with little free time. And now you want to take your skills out of the classroom and into the online world by creating your own freedom-filled online teaching business so that you can have more time and more money freedom. Okay. Or maybe you are number three. You're an educator at heart, but you've never taught before, and you want to get started as an online ESL teacher, but you just don't know how to go about it, and you just don't know how to get started. Okay, so which one do you think that you fit into? Are you option number one? Are you the number one person that maybe your salary went down and you lost your job after the whole COVID thing and the China reshuffling? I see so many number threes coming up here. Or are you a traditional teacher? That's what I was, who wanted to take my skills online by starting as an online teacher. Or are you number three? You have never taught before, and you just want to find out how to go about it. Number one and number three. Okay, good. If you are already teaching as an online ESL teacher, just pop it in the comment box. Let me see who's already got started and is already working in the online industry. Let me see which of you are already have applied and accepted and have students already. So if that's you, just say me, 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 me. Okay, so that I know like you're already on the go. Otherwise, if I take it, if you're on number three, you guys are still wanting to get started. Okay. Well, anyway, whatever your motivation is, I have got your back. I just want to admit this person in. Okay. As a teacher, you have a choice. You can choose path number one, and you choose not to start teaching ESL online. Like you continue working for a school or a company where maybe you feel stuck, or you stay in your current situation of being overworked and underpaid, maybe at a company where you are not happy. or you don't grow, you don't adapt, you don't evolve with the time, you don't upskill yourself to stretch beyond the confinements of traditional teaching. You stay an employee who works hard to fill someone else's pocket, and you continue to lack freedom, and you only have like 2 weeks of vacation time per year, and you still feel uninspired, demotivated, unhappy. And in a year from now, because you did nothing to change it, you're going to find yourself in exactly the same position as what you are in now. Okay, so that's path number one. And here we have path number two, that you decide to start teaching online and you start your journey towards your own teaching business. Okay, because that's the ultimate goal. The ultimate goal is to eventually have your own teaching business where you have private students. Okay, maybe you don't start there in the beginning, but that's the goal in the end. You decide what, where, who, and how you want to teach. You claim back your power as a teacher, and you commit to making life-altering changes in the way that you teach and that the way that you live, and you create your own schedule, and you make the rules. You upskill yourself to stretch beyond the confinements of traditional teaching. You invest in yourself through learning business and marketing skills, because eventually when you want to have your own teaching business, you're going to have to learn how to market yourself, and you're going to have to get a bit of business sense, and that comes with time. You invest in your education through your mentors, business coaches, and courses, and you love what you teach. You choose who you want to teach and what you teach. So you love the fact that you're teaching something that you love. You become inspired and motivated by the world of opportunities and possibilities available to you as an educator. And in a year's time, you realize, wow, you held the power in your hands all along, and you have created a great life for yourself. So what do you want to be? Do you want to stay in path number one, where you're just considering it and you're thinking about it, but you never actually take that leap and you don't start teaching online, and you're continuously feeling overworked, uninspired, unhappy, stretched, and unfulfilled? Or do you go for path number two, where you start teaching online and you work towards creating a life by your own design, and where you create your dream life for yourself with freedom, time, and money as a teacher? Like, which path would you want to choose? Okay, definitely path number two, right? It's easy to stay in path number one, though, because path number one is the easy option. That's the where you know, okay, this is secure. I've got my job. I don't need to stretch myself beyond that. And you have to kind of take a leap of faith to get to the path number two. Great. I see lots of path number twos coming through over here. Okay, so take a moment and imagine what your life would be like if you escaped the current restraints that you were in, and you could start a teaching business that allowed you more time and more money freedom, that allowed you to create a life by your own design, so that you're in control of how much you work and earn. This is what you can work towards as an online teacher. Maybe you don't start there when you first start in the beginning, maybe because maybe you start with an online company and your rates are a little bit lower. But the more you do it and the more experienced you can become, the more you start to earn and the more experience. And eventually you have your own private students, you're charging what you want to, and you're creating a life by your own design, where you decide, okay, this is my schedule, this is how I want to work. And it becomes a really great life to have. It obviously takes work, though. It doesn't come overnight. Learning the skills and knowledge is essential to becoming a successful online teacher, and then moving into becoming a teaching business owner, which is your golden ticket to the freedom that you desire. An online teaching business will allow you to earn what you're worth, and it's going to free up your time so that you can spend more time with loved ones and do things that you are passionate about. But your first step is getting prepared so that you can get hired as an online teacher. So it's always your preparation, giving yourself the best shot to becoming an online teacher, getting in front of all the other people that are already queuing up for that same job that you're applying for. You want to find out what can you do to make yourself stand out from the rest of the crowd. Okay, so for me, myself, I would say that my business success came from determination to really learn the skills and strategies and the knowledge of starting as an online teacher. Because when I first started, I didn't really know anything. I'd been a traditional teacher for like 25 years. And suddenly I wasn't like, oh, it's okay. I know how to teach but it's completely different when you start teaching online. Like, I almost think that being a teacher almost puts you at a disadvantage because you're so used to talking in front of a classroom and teaching in front of a classroom and your students listen to you. Whereas when you're an online teacher, it's got to be 70% your student talking and only 30% is coming from you. So you have to switch your mind when you're busy doing that. So you need to learn all of those things to make yourself to be really successful, that your students keep coming back to you. So I've formulated a step-by-step strategy now and a guide to help new online teachers get ahead and get started quicker so that you can start benefiting from your business a lot faster. Okay, so I'm Kathy. For those of you that haven't met me yet, I've been chatting to a couple of you online for a while. I have 2 online teaching businesses. Okay, so I have the one where I actually teach, and I have a coaching business where I coach other new teachers. I love traveling, reading, and meeting people from different countries, and that's one of the reasons why I really love online teaching. I love family life and having time to spend with my family, and I love setting goals and achieving them. And then I like helping other people to do the same. I'm really passionate. Hi, Rachel. I'm really passionate about helping teachers create freedom in their lives and the way that they teach. Maybe you guys can put in the comments, what is the reason why you want to become an online teacher? What is the reason? Is it more time freedom? Is it time to spend with your family? Do you want to travel more and pick up your laptop and go off and be able to work from wherever you are? What is the reason that you want to become an online teacher? What is your why? It's always important to have that why, that reason why you want to actually do something. Sorry, I just want to let this person in. Okay, I first started teaching online in 2019. So this is actually this is my 6th year that I've been able to do it, that I've been doing it. Okay, I just want to read. Here we have more time freedom, family time, flexibility, freedom, being able to travel whenever I want to, freedom, flexibility. Okay, that's what comes out. Passion for teaching, spending time with my family, spending time with family. Just wanted to see what this one is. More time to spend with my family, but also I have a daughter with a heart problem, so will help working from home. Definitely. That's the way to go, is to work from home. Remote allows freedom, remote teaching, being able to travel and having more family time. Okay, so that's really coming up strong. A lot of people's whys are either the traveling, but a lot of people's whys are being able to have a lot more family time, to enjoy flexibility and passionate about imparting knowledge to others. Yes, that's great. I think it's really important to have the passion as well. Passion, you must be passionate about what you do. Okay, so for me, when I first started, I started working online for a company, and I worked for them for a while and spending time with family, making a real difference in people's lives by teaching English. That's great. Great goal. And then I quit working for the online company and I started working for a teaching platform, which allowed me to earn more an hour because I got a little bit of experience from teaching at an online school, and I moved to a marketing platform like Preply and Amazing Talker. I was doing both of them at that time. And the great thing is you can charge what you want to when you're working for those marketing platforms. And now I've got a lot of private students as well, so I can kind of schedule my day. So I've gone from where I was working full-time ESL to kind of working a few less hours now in the day, or scheduling my days like I want to, and being able to charge a lot more than what I did before. And I've helped hundreds of teachers earn an income online as well, because I was a teaching mentor and an interviewer on Amazing Talker as well. And I've had my own coaching business for a few years now. Okay. Where it all started, these are some of my kiddies that have been with me for a really long time. Teaching back-to-back lessons in a traditional school, I was tired of that, feeling unfulfilled, uninspired, drained, and burnt out. And like teaching materials that you end up hating because you teach it like every year, stuck on a hamster wheel with like absolute no end on sight. So for me, I have two great teaching businesses. I do my own schedule. I schedule my work to fit around my lifestyle. Like last week, the week before last, I needed to have 2 days off in the week because my granddaughter was going into hospital the one day, and the other day I needed to fetch my son from the airport. He was coming back from America. So I just took off Tuesday and Wednesday of that week and rearranged my schedule just to fit in with what I wanted to do around my family. And so I've got control over my income and my schedule and my life, but it takes time to actually get to that stage. Like maybe you don't start at that stage, like right at the beginning, but that's what you want to aim for. You want to aim to be able to have that time freedom. Okay. So would it change anything in your life if you could start earning an income from the comfort of your own home or from anywhere in the world? Drop a hell yes in the comments if you're ready and excited to achieve this for yourself. Okay. Definitely hell yes, right, guys? It's like time to make a change. Lots of yeses are coming up there. I'm very excited. Good. Okay. An online teaching business is definitely your ticket to freedom as a teacher. You can escape the teaching trap that you are currently stuck in if you're an actual teacher. Definitely hell yes. You can create a life by your own design, exactly like you want it. You can earn way more than you ever could while working for someone else. And you can experience true freedom. You can teach what you're passionate about, and you can build a legacy because you don't have to stop at online teaching. You can take this and you can move into something else afterwards. Like you can become a mentor, you can write your own courses and sell online courses. There's just so many things that you can go into from being an online teacher, but you have to start somewhere. Okay. But for a lot of us, we always get stuck maybe in that path number one because we have limiting beliefs. Okay. Like when you really want to do something, sometimes something holds us back. Like maybe you think, I don't have the skills or the knowledge to start an online business. Like I don't know where to start, or I don't know what to do. I don't know where to learn about starting an online teaching business. And I'm just not cut out for being an online teacher. Like maybe you think that, okay, when you're really just wanting to do it and you're so scared to start to do it. Or maybe you think, I need to have a whole lot of qualifications and degrees to start my own business because that's what you kind of want to do eventually. And you think, okay, I first need to get qualified in this, and I need to get qualified in that, and I need to get more experience before I actually start. And it holds you back because you're always thinking, okay, I need this first, and then I need this, and then I need that. And then you never, ever actually really get started. Or maybe limiting belief number 3 is like, you believe that now is not the right time to start and to get started with something different. Like maybe you have like family circumstances, or you have some reason that's holding you back, and you're thinking, okay, well, now is not the time to start it. I'll start like next year, or I'll start next month. I don't have time now. Having an online teaching business is risky, and I don't have money to start a business. Like lots of us have those limiting beliefs. Have you ever had one of those limiting beliefs? Let me know in the comments if you have been like scared to get started because maybe you don't have the confidence to really get started. Let me know if you've had any of those limiting beliefs or self-doubts. Okay, good. And it's completely natural, mostly 2 and 3. It's so natural to have those limiting beliefs because like sometimes you're so excited to do something and then you think, but what if this happens? Or what if I try this and it doesn't work out? Or what if I do this? Like it often, and what about my family? What if I fail at doing this? Or what will people think about me? Procrastination, exactly. And sometimes you've got to just take that leap and you just got to get started. Okay, so if you're serious about becoming a successful online teacher, then you have to have the willingness to really learn the skills and learn the knowledge that it takes. I think procrastination is a problem with a lot of people. Like, we keep putting things off. And sometimes the best thing to do is just decide, okay, I'm going to start this now. But having the skills and knowledge to implement it in your journey is really helps a lot. And that's what this training is supposed to help you over the next 2 days, to give you a little bit of background knowledge, give you a little bit of help, and to help you to believe in yourself as well. Okay, and for me, this is one of my biggest sayings that I really like is like, dream big. Okay, make it happen and work hard. Like, whatever you do, work hard at what you're doing. Make whatever you want to achieve in life, make it happen and dream big. Don't crush your goals. Like, set yourself a big goal and make it happen. Make your goal and think, what can I do to make this goal happen? What can I do to really get started? Okay, so there are different types of online teaching. And a lot of people get confused with all of these different things that happen. Okay, so the first part is teaching. You teach for an online school or an online company. Okay, that's where it's like program-based teaching. So you go and you sign up and you do a demo lesson and you pass it and you get accepted into the online school. They're going to find students for you, and you're going to teach probably for a bit of a lower rate, because what happened after China did all this reshuffling and made all these new rules, a lot of companies closed down, and then a lot of other companies dropped what the prices they were paying for teachers, because they knew, okay, there's so many teachers now that we're not going to pay them what we were paying them before, we're going to pay them less. Okay, so that's the problem with like online schools and online companies at the moment, is that maybe the rates that they're paying people aren't what they used to pay them. But the advantage of it is it's a safety net, and you're going to get students and you're going to get trained really well, because I will let you in when you come in. I keep checking to see who needs to let in. The thing is with an online school is they are probably going to fine you if you do something wrong, or if you have bad signal or something like that. Okay, but because you're going to get fined, you start to do your work really well, and then from working at an online school, maybe then you can move to a teaching on an online platform like italki, like Amazing Talker, like Preply, where you can set your own rates and set your own schedule, and you have more freedom. It's almost like being an independent teacher, but you've got a little bit of a safety net over you still, because you still have someone that's collecting money for you, sorting out maybe some technical issues for you, and also the students are coming. You're marketing yourself, but the students are coming through their platform. Okay, and then there's the third option, and that's to teach independently, which is like a session-based teaching, where you probably sell a certain amount of sessions that students will buy from you. Like, they'll buy a package from you. And the marketing platforms are a bit like that as well. So they're going to buy 10 sessions from you, or 20 sessions, or 40 sessions from you, to try and decide what, and you're going to discuss with them, like, this is what you need to maybe reach your goals, and they're going to buy a package. And when that package is finished, hopefully they renew the package with you and they stay with you again. Okay, so, but teaching independently is great because you can kind of charge what you want to, but it does have downsides on it as well, which we'll go through a bit later. Okay, so let's have a look at some of the fundamentals for becoming an online teacher. Okay. No problem. I'll let you in if you change. So don't worry about that. I will let whoever comes back in. I am checking. Okay, reasons for becoming an online teacher. There's a growing demand for English language skills globally. Okay, so there still is nowadays. English is a universal language of communication in various fields like business, tourism, and academia. So many non-speaking English countries recognize the importance of English proficiency for economic growth and for global competitiveness. Okay, I've just got this new student, private student, this last week from China, and he can speak a bit of English, but because he works in a global company, his boss has said to him that he needs to be able to communicate better in English because he's dealing with Europeans and they're dealing all over the world, and so he needs to up his English skills to be able to have the meetings in English with everybody else. And so this is what you get. You have these people that are needing to speak English because it's a language that people use to be able to communicate across the world. Okay, so even if so, instead of everybody learning to speak, okay, now I have to learn to speak Spanish and French and Italian and German. And so instead of having everybody learning so many different languages, most people learn English because then that's like the global recognized language. Okay, so as a result, the demand for ESL teachers has still steadily been increasing worldwide, offering a vast array of job opportunities. You just need to up your skills. So there's opportunities to make impacts on students' lives. Like ESL online teachers play such an important role in helping students develop their language skills and enhance their confidence in English. Okay, that's what you're striving to do with your students. By teaching English, you can empower your students to pursue further education, career opportunities, cross-culture connections, witnessing how they progress, like over the years or over the few lessons that you have them, is an amazing feeling. Like I have a student that started with me, I think she was 4 or 5 years old when she started with me, couldn't speak any English, and she's just turned 10 last week, but she is completely fluent. Now she even wrote the KET exam this last year, and KET is a A2 qualification in English, and she actually got a B1, so she did way better than her than the actual. So she actually got a PET qualification when she did it. So it's amazing to see how through practice and through perseverance, that is what your students can actually achieve. And I love that about teaching English online. And it's so amazing learning like about people's different cultures and different things that they do every day and how they are so different to how you are. And learning to accept people as they are. Okay, so another reason for becoming an online teacher is definitely what came out for a lot of you is flexibility in choosing your working hours and maybe the location where you work from. Okay, so many of you may want to choose to work part-time or full-time or even as a freelance ESL online teacher. Online teaching platforms enable you to teach from anywhere in the world, providing freedom, flexibilities in terms of your location. Like my sister's just moved from South Africa to New Zealand, and she's an online teacher too, because her husband got a teaching job in New Zealand. And so she just kind of packed up, went there, and she still got her same students that she had. Obviously, it's a different time zone, so her teaching hours are a little bit different than what they were before. But the fact of the matter is that she didn't lose any of her students. She didn't have to change her job. She didn't have to do any of that kind of thing. She just literally had to take her laptop with her. She had to get Wi-Fi or fiber when she got to New Zealand, and she could kind of start teaching. I think she only took like 2 days off, and then she started teaching and working again, just like the flights and stuff she took off, and then she was full on into teaching and that again. And my niece has just gone over to visit, and she's also an online teacher, and so she just kind of took her laptop with her, and she's also teaching there, so she hasn't lost any of her students while she's on holiday visiting her mom. And that's the great thing about being an online teacher. Okay, and as I was saying before, there are potential career advancements and travel opportunities. Like online teaching can serve as a stepping stone to various career paths within the field of education. Opportunities like becoming a curriculum developer, teacher trainer, teacher mentor, or even an interviewer. These are all options that are available to you. Online teachers often have the opportunity to travel and work in different countries. So like maybe you teach online for a while and then maybe you decide, okay, I want to go and teach in Dubai, or I want to go and teach in Vietnam, or I want to go teach in China. You have that experience from teaching online, and you have all your TEFL qualification, and you're going to be able to go, and you're going to be able to go and teach in a different country as well if you wanted to do that. You can experience new cultures, and you can gain valuable international teaching experience as well by teaching in those schools. Is there any of you here that are wanting to teach like in an actual school, like in Dubai or in China or in Vietnam? Is any of you considering that, or all of you on wanting to be online teachers? So this is the great thing about this, is that it can really give you long-term, yes. Okay. Good. Okay, so first things first, writing a CV or a resume. Okay, so I would say this is really important, and a lot of people get rejected before you even start because you haven't got your CV and you haven't got your resume correct. Okay, maybe you think it's like applying for another kind of job. There's a certain way to do a CV and a resume for teaching online. And that's kind of what you want to look at. Okay, so that's what we're going to spend a little bit of time looking at now. Okay, like to teach in Germany. Wow, that's very nice. Okay, the importance of a clear, well-organized resume is so important. Your resume is often the first impression that potential employers have of you as an online teacher. A well-crafted resume can really help you stand out from other applicants and can showcase your relevant qualifications and your experience. It allows employers to quickly assess your suitability for the role. Okay, so before you get any further, they're going to have a look at your resume and your cover letter, and they're going to think, okay, we can take this a step further. But if this part isn't right, you're going to get tossed out before they've even looked at you. And remember, when somebody is looking at your CV or your resume, most of the time they're not going to be English speakers. They're going to have English as a second language because they are from a different country anyway. So you want to make sure that you've set this out correctly so that it doesn't bore them or it's not too complicated for them to understand. So you need to include relevant educational background, your certification, and your experience. So what you want to do is start with your contact information at the top of the resume, include your full name, your phone number, your email address, and your LinkedIn profile, if applicable. Okay, so don't just do your CV on LinkedIn and then send them that link. You can do that. This is an additional thing, and put your link onto your CV for them to link onto that if they want to. Include your educational background, highlighting your degrees or your certificates that are related to your ESL teaching. Okay, so maybe you got a certificate, maybe you got a degree in business, any degrees you can put down, and any like kind of certificates that you might have done. Like I had done like working with special needs children, and I have quite a lot of different certificates that I included in mine that I have done before when I was a traditional teacher. Mention any specialized skills or knowledge that is related to ESL teaching, such as experience with teaching specific age groups or proficiency levels. Okay, emphasize accomplishments and achievements in your previous roles. Like include a section that highlights your previous teaching experience, mentioning the institutions you worked for or companies you worked for and the duration of how long you worked for them. but then be specific with your accomplishments, such as implementing innovative teaching strategies, improving student performance, or receiving positive feedback from students or supervisors. Okay, so if you have taught somewhere before and you have had that, it's okay. I'm going to talk about that in a minute. That if you've never done any teaching before, don't worry. I am going to chat about that now. Okay. Improve your students' performance or any positive feedback, include that. And really quantify, put a number with your achievements where possible. Say how many numbers of students you've taught or the percentage of students who have improved their language skills. It sounds a lot better. Okay, if you've never taught anything online, you have to think outside of the box. Okay, so here you've got to think about, have you done babysitting? Have you taught in Sunday school? Were you a banker or worked in a bank and you had to train in staff members? What kind of work have you been involved in before? And what kind of training have you maybe done before with anybody else, even if it's not teaching? Maybe you taught adults in a way that you can think of at your work, where you had to mentor somebody or you did anything like that. Trying and think outside of the box so that you can bring something into your CV to give yourself a bit of experience. Okay, so then tailor the resume to match the requirements of the target job. Review the job description. This is really important, and this is a skill that I learned when I was teaching, when I was trying to apply for a job when we lived in England for a few years in the UK. And that was to really take what the jobs, because there you don't get a job unless you do this. You've got to take what the job description says, and you've got to identify the key skills from the description and look at what the employer is seeking from you. And then you've got to fit your resume around that job description. Okay, so what you want to, you can put it in as experience. Okay, if you don't want to put Sunday school teacher, you can just say you've taught a group of children for the past 7 years for an hour a week, in-person teaching. Okay, so if you don't want to put Sunday school specifically down, then you can say that. Okay, so just word it in a way that you're not actually putting that down if it's a problem for them. But you have taught a group of children, I don't know how many children you would have had in your group, for 7 years, once a week, for an hour or 2 hours, put that in. So work out, you can even work out how many hours you've done it for, and say you've taught for the past 7 years, 300 hours of teaching a group of 10 children at the age of between 7 and 11 years old in person. Just word it like that, because that's what you've done. Okay, just put it in that kind of way. So you want to make sure that you use strong action verbs and measurable achievements to demonstrate your abilities. Okay, they like to see it when you say, okay, I have taught for 300 hours, or I've taught 5,000 lessons. Okay, or you could say, so work it out, 52 weeks. I'm just taking yours as an example now. 52 weeks a year, it's times 7 years. Okay, so let's say 52 lessons a year, so almost 300 and something lessons, or you could work out the hours that you've taught that group of students. Really make it clean and professional. Sorry, I've been talking too much today. Considering using a clean and professional resume template that is easy to read and to navigate. Really proofread your resume carefully to avoid any spelling or grammatical errors. Make sure that you haven't got any errors. What you can use is, you can even use ChatGPT. You can write your resume out. You can take a screenshot of it, put it in and say, check this for grammatical errors for me, or check this for spelling mistakes for you. And it will come back and it will tell you what mistakes you have made. Okay, I just want to let this person in. Okay, so make sure there are no mistakes in your CV. And additionally, make sure your resume is concise and doesn't exceed 2 pages. I would say you're going to have done a TEFL course, right? And so in your TEFL course, maybe you have you had to do some experience where some of them have that, or otherwise I would maybe you can volunteer to do an hour or two somewhere to get a little bit of experience that you could put down on your resume. But try and do something that you get a little bit of experience, even if it's a little bit of experience that you can just say, teaching practice is good. Teaching practice is great. Okay, you can definitely use that. I mostly use, I myself, because I taught in the UK, I use the UK, I change all my stuff to UK English. And I tell everybody that because I lived in the UK, I have a UK accent. I don't, when I first started, I tried the whole American thing, but there's a lot of words that are very different to South African words. So it's a lot easier to say that you have a UK accent. Okay, so a British accent. I just wanted to see, can one use Canva to create a resume? You can use Canva. You can use Canva for everything, but there's lots of like sample resumes online as well that you could ask them for. You can Google, or you can ask, you can even ask ChatGPT to come up with a basic a format for you, and then you can put that into Canva and you can create your resume in Canva. I use Canva for so much. Like I'm doing this out of Canva now. So I'm presenting out of Canva now. Yes. So when you did your PGCE, use that teaching practice and put that in. I've heard you need a neutral accent. What does that even mean? It means a neutral accent means that you don't sound. Okay, South Africans have, like a lot of South African people, especially maybe Eastern Cape, you have like an Eastern Cape accent, maybe. So it's like trying to lose a bit of that accent. So it's trying to sound more natural. So like listen to how like British people sound. It's easier for South Africans to sound more British than it is for you to sound American. Okay, so just like listen to how people say certain words. And then obviously you don't want to say yeah, and like you got to make sure like those kind of sayings and stuff that we have are like not there when you are doing the teaching. Yes, you can use Microsoft Word. It does have resume templates, but you can also Google it on Google as well. Teaching practice is the practical module when you're studying teacher, either a bit or yes, it is. Okay. That is that teaching practice. You can use that time because a lot of, I mean, all those hours that you've had, you can even add up how many hours that you had to do your teaching practice for and put those hours in-person teaching. Okay, so you just think outside of the box and look what you've done before that you can use as experience. Okay, but again, I want to come back to this last additional point over here. Make sure that your resume is concise and doesn't go over 2 pages, because remember, someone that's reading this, maybe the English is not very good. And if you've got pages and pages and pages of stuff, they're going to maybe read 1 page of your resume and they're going to get bored. And then maybe you're not going to get the job because your resume was too long. So make sure it doesn't go over 2 pages. It's difficult to make sure like everything is in that you need it in, and it's in the amount of pages that you're supposed to have it in. Okay, recording a self-introduction video. Okay, so this you need to have done at the same time as what you have your resume. So get your resume done now, get that all sorted, and then you need to do your introduction video at the same time. Okay, these are 2 things that you have to have, because when you apply for a job, they're going to ask you for these 2 things together. So the purpose of a self-introduction video, you can put a picture of yourself on your resume if you want to. It's not compulsory to do, but because they're going to ask you for a separate photograph anyway. So what you can do is already take a photograph of yourself so that you have it ready, and don't do like those like selfie poses and anything. What you want is like a plain background with you in the picture so that you kind of stand out. Okay. So especially if you are going to be on a marketing platform, you want to make sure that you kind of pop out at people. Okay. So you want to make sure that you have a plain background at the back wall, and that maybe you have bright colors and stuff on so that you stand out. And like from here upwards is what they kind of what they're wanting, not like a whole picture of yourself, but like from your chest upwards. It will work. Okay, so the purpose of a self-introduction video for a job application is often requested by employers during the hiring process to get a better sense of your personality, your teaching style, and your communication skills. So it allows you to showcase your enthusiasm, your professionalism, and the ability to engage students effectively. Don't cut corners on doing your self-introduction video, because this is going to make you not pass any of the first parts. So you're not even going to get to the demo lesson because you haven't got this part right. A well-crafted self-introduction video can help to significantly improve your chances of securing a job. If this is looking shabby, they're going to think that's what you are like as well. So tips for recording a professional, engaging video. Introduce yourself confidently. Begin by stating your name, your educational background, and relevant teaching experience. Briefly explain your passion for teaching and your love for language learning. Highlight relevant teaching experience that you have. Like share whatever you've done previously, like what we've been talking about, your previous experience, including age groups, proficiency levels that you've worked with, how many hours you've taught. Emphasize your certifications, such as your TEFL certificate must get mentioned, and any other relevant teaching qualifications that you have. If you have experience with teaching specific methodologies or even digital teaching platforms like Classroom and Zoom and mention them as well. Okay. Then showcase your enthusiasm for teaching and connecting with students. Like express your genuine excitement for helping students learn and improving their English skills. Like share specific strategies with them or approaches that you use to motivate and engage students in your learning process. Keep your video concise. Don't, because you're doing all of this stuff in it, don't make it go too long. Okay, so they always say aim between 1 to 3 minutes, but 3 minutes is too long. Okay, so I would say 90 seconds is kind of what you're aiming for, a minute and a half, to maintain the attention of your potential employers. Practice beforehand to ensure you deliver your message clearly and that you are confident in what you're doing. Sorry, my light's just fallen down. I got a fight. Okay, so make sure, gosh. Okay, so make sure that you keep it for that amount of time, and don't go over that, because that can really like damage. You're going to have people that don't speak English as a first language. So if you are going on and on and on and on and on, okay, they're going to get bored, and they're going to just put your introduction video to the side, and you're not going to get employed. Okay, a lot of places ask you for even under a minute. So what I would do is try and maybe make yourself 1 or 2 introduction videos. Okay, I would do an introduction video for kids, an introduction video for adults, and then a mixture of both. And you could have like one that was like 60 seconds long and one that's 90 seconds long. Then you're good to go with whatever the place is asking you for. When you're busy applying for jobs, you've got everything done and dusted. Use appropriate lighting. Don't let your light fall down in the middle. and use appropriate lighting, sound, and background, and ensure that the video is well lit and that your face is clearly visible. Use a microphone or a headset for clear audio, and choose a clean and professional background that minimizes distractions. Okay, there is a software editing program called Descript. I'm going to put it over here. And yes, okay, that is like, just watch those kind of things with your accents. Okay, so Descript is a great editing program. And so you can record your self introduction video and you can upload it into Descript, and then you can ask the AI to remove filler words like your ums and your ahs, to remove retakes. You can add in some text with it. Okay, it gives you like, the free version gives you like 100 credits or something, which will be enough to do your introduction video nicely and professionally. Okay. Use a clean professional background that minimizes distraction. Like if you're going to be doing a kiddies one, you can have a nice kiddies background at the bottom. And if you're going to be teaching an adult, what you want to do is make sure like you have a clear backdrop with maybe like you could have a bookshelf with a pot plant or something on it, just to be more plain. I just want to see what... Yeah. Okay. So that's quite like, that is about the neutral accent. Okay. So just really listen to how like British people speak a little bit like that. And that's kind of like your level that you want to be at. Remember, your self-introduction video is an opportunity to make positive impression on potential employees. So be authentic, be engaging, and professional through recording. Like, consider rehearsing your self-introduction video like multiple times to feel more comfortable and confident before starting recording. So like, you can write out your self-introduction video. Okay, then you can practice it and practice it. Then you can record it, and if you're not, and watch it, like play it back for yourself. If you think, oh, this sounds terrible, do it again. And you can give it a copy of it to maybe a friend to have a look at, and just say to them, hey, what do you think? What do you think about my video? Do you mind watching it for me? Okay. Because you really want to get that. You want to get that right. Okay, we're going to still do this. Look briefly at the demo lessons. And then I just want to go in and tell you a little bit about my membership group that I have. And then we'll carry on tomorrow with some more training. Okay, so preparing for a demo lesson and understanding. You can do that. You can do videos that, so like with Descript, you can add in things if you want to. You can have pop-up things if you want to do that. It's not necessary to have that, but if you do have like you have some props and stuff that you use, like I would definitely mention having props and then showing your props while you have it. Okay, which will, like your actual props that you have to show them. Okay, and putting a little bit of writing on it to grab people's attention. I just want to see what this question says here. Does one have to have, a board, a flip chart to explain? No, you can have a board, or you can if you want to, but I use the Blackboard on Zoom, the board, and on Classroom. I use the board and that as well. The whiteboards that's on the program itself. On Classroom, it's like a Blackboard. I use that, and I kind of don't use a flip chart, but lots of people do use flip charts, and they like using flip charts. So like, if you're confident with using that, and you know you're not going to just be talking over them, you can do that as well. You can edit on Canva as well if you want to, but it's much more difficult to edit on Canva than it is to edit on Descript, because literally on Descript, if you download that, you can just literally ask it to take out your retakes and take out all your different things. So it's a little bit easier than editing on Canva. Okay, so it like cuts your work down a lot. Okay, so preparing for a demo lesson is you really need to find out what is the, I just want to actually see what this comment is over here. Native camp. Okay, let's look at the demo lessons. Okay, so demo lessons can be like super daunting and can make you feel like completely overwhelmed. Okay, before the demo lesson, quickly make sure that you review the requirements and the objectives that are given to you by the hiring institution or employer. If they don't give it to you, ask for it. Like, you really need to know what your demo lesson is going to be about and who it's going to be with. Understanding the target audience, like the age group, the proficiency level, and the specific language skills that you need to focus on is going to help you a lot. Familiarize yourself with any teaching materials that they give you or resources that you are expected to use during the demo. Okay, this is mostly for online teaching companies. Okay, this is where they're going to give you something. Sometimes you go to an online teaching company and they're going to train you. Maybe the person that's recruited you is going to train you a little bit. That's what I had before. They're going to teach you how to do the lesson. You're going to practice because they want to look good. And then you're going to do your demo lesson. Okay, and that's a lot easier because you've had chance to practice and you've had chance to kind of look at how their platform works, because maybe they're not using Zoom or ClassZen, and they have their own platform on their group. The video that can write what you are saying, which app can I use? Which company train you to practice? When I started, I went to AdCasoc, and you go through like a trainer first before you actually can even get to your demo lesson. So that, like, what you have to do first is like you have to give an introduction video, and you give your CV in. Okay, if they like that, then you have to contact somebody who then has a actual interview with you, and they speak to you for a little bit. And if they like you, then they say to you, okay, then come for training on this day, and then they'll show you your slide, like you maybe with like 4 other people. They show you the slides that you're going to do for your demo lesson, and maybe they ask you to like practice it once with them, and they show you how to use the app as well. And then you do your demo lesson, and then when you pass that, you have to do more training afterwards. So they like do a lot of training at their company, but they don't pay very well. They pay about $7, I think, an hour to start off with. But I know they are hiring at the moment, but they do fine a lot of people. Like, they fine you for everything, and they called AdCasoc. I'll write the names on. They take a lot of people from the Philippines, but they do look at other countries. Yes, I think actually that is how you spell it, AdCasoc. AdCasoc. I think I spelled it wrong now. I think that the Eva's word is spelled right. Okay, so with the demo lesson, oh, you lost yourself. Okay. Yeah, they do. They teach you the teaching tools and everything. That's the spelling. ADCOSOC. Okay, that's the spelling of that company. Okay, understand the target audience, such as the age group, the proficiency level, and ask if they don't tell you those things. Okay. And you need to, whatever the target audience is, you need to adapt your teaching style so that you can make sure that you are going according to what they've asked you to do. Gain insights into cultural background and learning preference of the target audience. Consider if they've got any culture or factors that may influence their learning experience. Like, you want to really find out about who you're going to be teaching. Adapt your teaching style and instructional techniques and materials to suit the needs and the interests of the students. Plan, engage in interactive activities that align with the lesson goals. Okay, so they're going to give you a lesson that they want you to do, Okay, you need to practice that lesson to make sure that it's within the time frame that they've told you. Because maybe that's got to be a 20-minute lesson or a 15-minute lesson. You don't want to be finishing that lesson at 10 minutes if it's like a clever student, or at 12 minutes. You have to make sure it goes for the full amount of time that they're telling you to. So have a backup. Have something in hand. Practice it and make sure this is how long I'm going to do this slide for. This is how long I'm going to do this next slide. And time yourself so that you are coming to the end when you are supposed to be ending. So really make sure that you know that. Make sure that you've got a warm-up activity maybe to do, make sure like you've got a few questions that you could ask. No, I don't know. Like I think they take they do have some older. I'm not sure actually what the age limit is there. But I do think when I were there that there were people that were about 60 years old that were there, and then obviously they've got like some really young people there as well. It's just worth a shot maybe of seeing, but it's quite a good place to start with because okay, $7 an hour is not great, but they give you a lot of training and there's a lot of materials that they do give you, and it's quite a good place to start off with because you're getting trained the right way. So you could take that, what you've learned there, and go and work somewhere else. I'm not sure if they accept teacher record. Like lots of people have red flagged teacher record now, so they might not accept it. There's like not a lot of places that accept teacher record because it's like a free course, so they think it's not good. Okay, so you might have problems getting into a place with teacher record TEFL certificate. Okay, so make sure that you have some kind of warm-up activity or some kind of questions that you can maybe like, hello, what's your name? How old are you? What did you do today? Like a couple of questions that you can maybe ask in the beginning. And have your main content. It's also it's a lot wider accepted than what teacher record is. TEFL Universal is accepted by more places. You'll have to just check with every place that you are applying to what is accepted by those specific places. Okay, so incorporate a variety of activities like pair work, group discussion, role plays if you have to. If you're doing like a group, sometimes you have to do a group lesson. Okay, some places do group lessons, like Magic Ears always has like groups. Okay, so it's like sometimes you might have to do a demo lesson with a group of people. So then think about, if it is a group, what can you do to include everyone in that group? Okay, and make sure that you don't deviate from what they've told you to do with the lesson. So don't go off and make your own thing and you haven't done what they've asked you to do, because you will fail it. Okay, and then if you are doing like a demo lesson for like a place like Amazing Talker, sometimes still gets you to do demo lessons and sometimes you don't, where you have to present your own demo lesson. You have to come and you have to have your own materials. Like make sure that you're following that rule, that it's 70% student talking time and 30% adult talking time. Okay, I will let anyone in that goes out. Oh, you love Magic Ears? Okay, good. That's great. I'm glad. Magic Ears is a great company to work for. I have quite a few friends that work there. Magic Ears is still around. They were going to close down. There was a rumor that they're closing down, but they are still around. They're still there. Okay, make sure that you're using appropriate visuals and props that are relevant to the lesson, and any kind of flashcards or real objects that you can use. So make sure that you are incorporating teaching aids and props and multimedia resources. And really manage your classroom effectively. Like make sure you set your clear expectations when you've started, use positive reinforcement, and monitor your students' behavior, especially if you have a group of students. Engage your students actively throughout the lesson. Like really encourage participation, use their name ask open-ended questions, and provide opportunities for them to practice their language skills. Make sure you're following the 70-30 rule, okay? 70% student talking time, 30% teacher. So don't do what I've been doing tonight and they just talk. Okay, because that won't be good. And you want to get feedback after your demo lesson. So practice delivering your demo lesson to really become familiar with it. Practice your timing, practice your transition between your slides, what you're going to say in between the slides, and get feedback from your friends, from mentors, or from experienced teachers to kind of see what you can do to improve. And then if you failed your demo lesson and you've asked for feedback, take that feedback that they've given you and make your necessary adjustments so that the next time you do a demo lesson, that you've incorporated that and you've used that as a learning experience for yourself, okay? Okay, we are going to stop with that tonight. We'll go to the other stuff tomorrow because it's getting quite late. And we'll look at some of the essential stuff tomorrow. We'll do even for, yes, you have to do for adults too. And you know, sometimes when you do a demo lesson, it's going to be it's going to be the interviewer pretending to be a child, or it's going to be, so you won't always get like a student, or you may have a fake student, like there's no student and you have to pretend there is a student there. So really find out who you're going to be doing the demo lesson with, and so that you can plan accordingly. And remember, your timing is really important. Okay, like our timing is running out. Okay, so I want to show you, I know you still have questions, like which payment gateway is best to use? What about my TEFL certificate? How do I find students? How do I find a curriculum? And which software do I use? Do I teach for an online school, or do I apply as a marketing platform? Okay, I know everyone has so many questions. Okay, so I want to tell you about my teaching membership group that I do have. So would you like to have someone who can help and guide you over every obstacle that you can have to help build your thriving online teaching business, and to eventually be able to attract high-paying clients while using proven methods and strategies? Okay, so you can go for option number one. Is you can try to go this alone with no guidance and support from someone, and this risks a reason of like you're struggling to lay a solid foundation and you're missing the mark on attracting and converting your students, okay, and not getting hired. Or you can 100% commit to taking action and change the way that your life is going by becoming a successful online teacher, so that you can claim back your power and your freedom as a teacher. Like for me, when I first started, I really didn't know what I was doing, and I found a mentor, someone that really helped me along the way, and it just really helped me to get started and to get going. Okay, so I want to tell you about my monthly membership. Okay, so Teach English with KathyB is one kind of membership program that allows you to start your online teaching business by providing you step-by-step systems, guidance, and support to get you started the right way. We remove all the guesswork and uncertainty that comes with the territory, so that you can become an online teacher with ease and confidence. Okay, and if like you get stuck with anything, then you have someone to ask. Okay, it's Run in School, which is a really great app that you can download onto your phone, or you can use it on your computer. Okay, so here's what you will experience in this program is how to build a solid foundation for your online teaching business using proven methods. You're going to learn how to create a teaching brand that stands out and attracts the right people. You're going to learn how to navigate the tech, right? Because tech for us, tech can be so difficult in the beginning. Okay, so this is going to help you to remove the overwhelm completely and get you really feeling confident about that. You're going to learn how to create and deliver a successful demo lesson. You're going to know how to build a successful resume and have someone check it for you and tell you what you can change. You're going to learn how to create a successful career as a teacher, and how to manage and run your own business. We provide you with templates, trackers, worksheets so that you have clarity around every step going forward. You're going to learn how to overcome common problems in the classroom, and you also know the step-by-step process on how to ace a trial lesson. Okay, because you're always going to have to do trial lessons. Okay, so what's also included is, this is my course I was doing before for teachers, and that was a Let's Get Hired course, and you get this for free in the membership. Okay, so I'm dropping modules every week into the membership. I think there's 140 videos altogether. So like module 1 is Introduction to Teaching ESL. Module 2 is Developing Important Skills and Checklists, Problem Shooting and Assessments, Achieving Success, Demo Lesson Practice, and Building a Profile. How to build the profile, how to tweak it, what to do for different places, and training on different teaching platforms like Zoom and Google Meet and ClassN, all the things that you need to know to be able to teach on all of those. Okay, so this program was selling for $993, is valued at that, but you get this all included in the membership program. Okay, plus there's lists I've put on lists of places that you can apply to, and an income tracker and a lesson tracker to teach you how to do that. Okay, so I'm nothing special, really. I just decided that I was really tired of living my life on someone else's term, and I claimed back my power by really upskilling myself, doing a whole lot of things that I could really do to really upskill myself, investing in coaching courses, how to coach people, how to coach adults, how to coach other teachers, learning how online teaching business works, how a business works, and now I have this system that I have set up. Okay, so what it costs is, for now it's $25 a month. Whoever joins as a founding member, that's what it is. It's 450 Rand, and I'm going to put the link in here. There's no amount of time that you have to stay in it. So if you want to go into it for 1 month and then after the end of the month you don't want to do it anymore, then that's fine. No strings attached. You can just leave after the end of the month. But hopefully you don't want to do that. Otherwise, it's 450 Rand until you decide that you don't want to do it anymore. Okay, I think most of you are from South Africa here. Otherwise, it's $25. I'm not sure what the exchange rate is today, but when I did look, I think yesterday it was about 430 Rand. I just want to let this person in. Okay. It really is a great platform to use. Okay, so what you get inside the membership club is you get weekly content drops. Each week you're going to get new, easy to follow lesson plans, tips, and strategies focusing on topics like how to find students, how to market yourself online, create great lessons, how to use teaching platforms. Everything is designed to help you take action, not procrastinate, and see results quickly. So what we've got now, what we have now is a 21-day challenge. It's 450 Rand for the month. Okay, so you can stay for as long as you want to. Okay, once the month is done, if you don't want to do it again, you don't want to renew, you just come for that 1 month. But if you're still gaining whatever you want to gain and however long you want to stay in, it's 450 Rand per month, or 430 Rand, whatever the exchange rate is. At the moment, we're doing a 21-day challenge. So every day I put on an action step for everybody to do for the 21 days. Okay, so everything comes in. There is like a point system with it, and at the end there's going to be a little bit of prizes as well. So it's really designed for you to really take action and to get all those things done that you need to get done to be able to apply for a teaching post. I put on daily motivation and focus just because I think it's really important to start each day with a positive mindset. So you're going to receive daily inspiration, quotes, and quick challenges to help you stay constant, confident, and excited about your online teaching journey. You get 2 monthly live Zoom calls. Like this last week, we just did how to pass a trial lesson, and I've just put a vote in the group to see what everybody else wants for the next training, and it looks like everyone wants to have how to teach a lesson. So we're going to go through the whole structure of how you put a lesson and actually teaching a lesson. So that will be our next monthly live coaching call. Then there's always a Q&A session with it where we dive deep into what's working for you, troubleshooting. You can come and talk about any problems that you have and we can discuss that. It's a great way to stay accountable. Then every second month, we're going to have a guest speaker coming in to give some training. So like experienced teachers, or maybe it's an online business expert, someone to share practical advice and insider tips, like from building your student base to improving your teaching skills, or maybe creating your own online course that you can sell. Maybe you wanted to design your own English course that you can design, like things like that, is you're going to get training on it as well. Okay, so like there's a big growing library of templates, checklists. There's already so much stuff in there already. Lesson ideas, platform comparisons, startup guides that help you to really confidently begin to grow your online teaching business. Okay, and then you're not alone, because inside the group, maybe you're going to meet a friend, or you're going to have other teachers that are going to be in the same position as you. And we're all there to learn and grow from each other in a safe, positive space, okay? We don't want nastiness. Okay, and so this is all about staying motivated to reach your goals with constant check-ins, challenges, guidance that help you build momentum and keep improving week after week. Okay, you guys will have my WhatsApp number too. So like anyone that wants to WhatsApp me, if you've got an urgent problem, then you can do that as well when you're in there. Okay, so as I said, it's $25 a month. And I did put that link in there. Okay, so it's really going to help you to overcome that uncertainty of how to move forward, the fear of failing. You're going to develop a strong skill set, a strong mindset, and how you can get away from trading lots and lots of hours for only a few dollars to being able to work your way up, to being able to really earn that better income. Okay, I am going to open the floor for some Q&A now. Sorry. Let me just quickly go here. Okay, so I'm stopping my sharing screen. Hi guys, I can see everybody now. Some of you are brave and have opened your camera. Okay. Do any of you have any questions? Because pop it in the... I've been answering questions as we go along, but do any of you have any more questions? Pop them in the question box and then I'll get to answer as much as I can. Let me just open the chat box. There's so many of you on. No questions? Have I answered all your questions? Okay, so tomorrow we're going to, while I'm waiting to see if there's any questions, tomorrow we're back and we're going to go on and look at some more things that are really going to help. Yes, ask a question if you've got a question, pop it in the chat box. And so we'll be back tomorrow night at 8 o'clock for some more help that hopefully will really get you guys started and get you going. I'm just waiting for... Is it Rethabili? Did I say it right? I don't like saying people's names if I say it wrong. Okay. Do you have your question? Are you typing? Okay. Anyone else with any questions? No? Okay, great. Okay, so we are... Okay, like with Preply, what I would do is if you haven't got any students on Preply, I know a lot of people say this is their problem with Preply. Okay, they don't get students. Okay, what I can suggest doing first of all is going and really looking at your profile. So we go and do a new introduction video. Okay, zoot up your introduction video a bit. Go over your profile that you've put in and start to make like short little sentences with like emojis in it, okay? So you don't want long sentences in your profile. when you're talking about your profile. Rather have shorter sentences with like little emojis and stuff in it to break it up. Because remember, people that are coming in and looking at your profile are going to be, they're not going to be English speakers. So you want to make sure that all your sentences, when you're telling them about what you are and who you are short, and emojis work quite well as well to help people gain the experience. So those are the two things I would do first before anything else, is make sure that your introduction video is right and that you zoot up your profile. You know, in the beginning when I started, that's a great question about props. Okay, you can buy a lot of different things, maybe a crazy store, which is not too expensive. But I made my first props that I did. I printed stuff off and I laminated them and I cut them out. And I still have those same props that I used in my demo lesson that I do use for a couple of my students still, like a star, and I had a couple of food items that I could use as rewards for them, like the stars were rewards. So like you can definitely make them yourself. Okay, and like your introduction video, just have 3 or 4 props, so that when you're talking about that you use props and things that you can actually hold them up at the same time. So like I use props and have a couple of things. You can even have some like a Peppa Pig or anything that you have around at home. And magic is you have to have a teaching degree to apply, and at CASOC you don't need a degree. You need your TEFL certificate, and they make you do a TESOL as well, but they don't actually give you the TESOL certificate. Like they're just doing it like it's not like it is a TESOL certificate, but you don't actually get a certificate from them. So yeah, that's what you need for them. Okay, okay, guys, I will be back tomorrow. And if you think of anything more to ask, you are welcome to ask them tomorrow. And I am going to end this off now, and I'll see you all back tomorrow. Have a good night, everybody. Bye-bye.